Hi everybody, welcome to Thursday's craft along. It's Thursday the 6th of June and it's a lovely day outside. I've just been sitting in the garden for 10 minutes. I hope you're all keeping very well. It's my first Thursday craft along for a few weeks now. I've been on holiday, which has been really nice. We've been away with Darren's mum and dad and then my mum and dad, which was just really special. It was nice to get away into the sunshine and have some quality time, but I'm back. My crafting mojo is slowly coming back in. It's taken me a little bit longer to put together the card class for this month than I would like, but I hope it will be worth it. Tomorrow is the 7th, which is the final day to book onto my monthly card classes. So do check out my website for more information on that. This month I'm using the Full of Life suite and I'm using the Racing by stamp set for my next round of online coffee and card. That class has been rebranded. It used to be called the Spotlight Stamp class. I had a lot of confusion about what does that mean, so it's now going to be online coffee and card. I've already shared 2 cards that we will be making and 2 will be a surprise, so do have a look at that class. It's available online only, so you can join wherever you are in the UK and you get 4 individual card kits for each week throughout the month of July to put those together. My monthly card class is a little bit more involved. You get a list of measurements and you get some step-by-step videos to follow. You need to cut your own card bases and bits and pieces with help of the measurement guide. My glasses are really wonky. With help of the measurement guide, and it's free when you place an order of £45 throughout the month of June. Any questions about any of my classes, please do get in touch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a fun pop-up gatefold card, I've called it. It's been cased from Tammy White, incredible demonstrator in the United States, and I hope I've done it justice, Tammy. So I've already shared all the measurements that you need. They're on my Facebook page. Once I have finished this live, I'll finish creating the PDF and then that will be free to download. If you're watching the replay, great, very welcome to you. I hope you're okay. If you're watching the replay, the link will be in the video description below for you, hopefully by the time you're watching. So I'll switch over to my desk and we will make a little start. Okay, so you can't really see a huge amount going on my desk, but here is the card. I'm just going to pop my lights on. Might make it a little bit better. Okay, so a few people are on. Laurie from Illinois, welcome to you, Laurie. Do let me know where you're watching from if you're joining live or even if you're watching the replay. Okay, so this is the card design. It looks like a standard gatefold card. And it's got a sweet little belly band that I'm going to remove. And that's a really nice little belly band. Not a huge of details gone onto that, but I'll show you how to put that together. And then the card opens up like this. So it's pop-up in a sense that it's got this origami piece inside. And it's a really simple birthday card. Now, I haven't really put a lot of place for you to write on. What I would probably do is put a little panel on the back for you to write on. But I didn't actually think about that until I was just cutting all my pieces that I need. So I'm going to pop this to one side, pop that there so you can still see it in the camera shot. So for this card, you're going to be needing a card base. Now I'm not just going to check that I've cut this to size. So I have it. Let's just cut that. You haven't seen this, I promise. Okay. So your card base needs to measure 20 centimetres across by 15 centimetres down. So that is your card base. I've cut mine from Crumb Cake Card. I've used the Painted Lavender Designer Series paper. I was hoping my order would have come this morning because I wanted to use something brand new, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm sticking with the Painted Lavender set, although I have used different patterns on the card I'm going to make today. You will need 4 pieces of DSP in one pattern. You want this to be quite a neutral pattern. You don't want this to be too busy because it's going in the background of your card. Okay, I've just noticed I've actually stuck that on upside down, but hey ho. So I've got 4 pieces here. These all measure the same size, which is 4.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters. And they are for your panels. So here, here, and then inside. And then you need the same pattern for your centerpiece. And this needs to measure 9.5 by 14.5. And that's going to sit inside there. So that's all in. We'll call that pattern 1, shall we? Hi, Caroline. Thanks for joining. And then I've gone with some busy paper. So this piece here is going to be what we're going to fold inside, okay? And I'm going to show you 2 ways to do that. So this piece needs to measure 20 centimeters across by 10 centimeters tall. And then you'll need the same pattern in for your belly band, and this measures 5 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Okay, so those are your measurements to get you started. So let's do a little bit of scoring. Score measurements are really simple on this. We are scoring in 5s. So we're going to score at 5 centimeters to create that first left-hand panel. Then we want our center panel. So then we're going to score at 15. So 2 really simple score lines. Once you've done that, you want to fold it inwards. And those should meet in the middle. Okay, and there is your gatefold card. I'm going to crease that a bit better in a minute. Actually, I'll do that now. Where is my bone folder? I've had a really good sort out in here this last week. And things have moved. I'm getting ready for a big revamp of my craft room, hopefully this weekend. So there's my card base. I'm going to stick these pieces in. My height is not quite right. So this needs to measure 14.5 centimeters. Let's just check these in the right height. They are. How funny. Okay. So let's stick these in. Oh dear. Do let me know if you're following along at home or if you are just watching. This paper, I'm so pleased this paper has carried over. It's absolutely perfect. Maybe I didn't cut that down. Having a moment of madness today, guys. That one's 14.5. And that one is it? No, it isn't. I've measured the wrong measurement. So I've given you the right measurement, 14.5. I'm just not measuring them right myself. You can tell how my week has been since I've got home. Okay. So this one here, because if I put it in my trimmer, I'm going to get my trimmer all sticky. So I'm just going to line that up against each other. And just trim it. Okay, so let's stick these on. So these are going on the side panels. And it leaves just a nice little border of that cardstock showing. I'm putting them on the right way up this time, which is always nice. And then these 2 are going on the front. Oh, I didn't put glue on that one. It's quite nice to decorate the card as you go along. So those are all my panels now stuck onto the card base, and I think that looks really pretty. So I can now put that to one side while we work on this middle section. Okay, Wendy, a bit late, we'll have to catch up later. No worries at all, Wendy. You're okay, my lovely. So this is the piece that we're going to work on, and you're going to score it 3 times. And actually, believe it or not, there's a score line down there, a score line down the middle, and a score line here. Okay, so I'm going to score at 5, at 10, and at 15. Okay, so we now have 4 equal panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are 5 centimetres wide each. Now it's really important when you're doing this that your crease lines are really crisp and your crease lines, that you can see your crease lines. Okay, so you can either do this by folding or you can do it by scoring. It's entirely up to you. But what we're going to do at the middle score line, so here and here, that's your 2 guide pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to score it from top of the crease line, top of the middle crease, down to the bottom right and down to the bottom left. Okay, then you're going to score it from the bottom of the center crease point up to the top right and up to the top left. So we're essentially creating 2 crisscrosses in either side, and what that will leave us is that will leave us with our diamond in the center. So you can either do this by scoring. What you would do is you would line this score line here, the corner, top left corner, with the crease mark down here, and so on, or you can fold it. Now I actually prefer to fold it because I feel like I get my creases really, really straight when I do this. Okay. So I've got that one there, and then I'm going to fold it up like so. So there we have our crisscross, one there and one there, and the diamond in the centre is starting to come. One there, and then one the other way. Okay, so now you want to crease this quite well. The more you crease this, the better it kind of folds. So the idea is these 2 pieces here are going to fold in to create your diamond, to create your arrow. See that? And then the other 2 the same. So fold these 2 points in, and then you've got your arrow there. Once you've done that, fold it all together into this little square and give it a really good crease. And then as you open it, it opens like that. So where you're going to add your glue, you're going to add your glue to this diamond area here and this diamond area here. Right, I'm going to use good old seal. Is it seal? It is seal. I wouldn't call it snail, but that's the old one. Okay. So these 2 pieces are what you're going to attach to the panel. So open up your card base, and then with this open, you want to line it up so that it's in the center of the card vertically, sorry. And you want to line it up with the edge of your card. Okay, do you see that? I'll just bring it up for you. So I've attached that so it's lined up with the edge of my card. And then we've already put our glue here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to open it fully up and attach it. Because it's the same length as the card, we know it's going to be the right height. Okay, now I have not stuck mine down in the middle but if you wanted to, you can. I quite like that it's free flowing, but if you wanted to stick it down, you can. Okay. So if you've not stuck it down like that, what you can do is you can just put a little bit of glue underneath. And then secure it. Okay, so there it is, stuck down. And those patterns are just really, really pretty together. I really love it. So once we've done that, we need to decorate it. So for the centre of this one, I've used a piece of crumb cake card, and that measures 6.5 centimetres square. So let's grab me some crumb cake card. Hi, Laurie. Hope you're having a good week, lovely. This piece is going to get stuck in the centre like so. And you can stamp directly onto this if you wanted to, or you can add another layer, say of white card or vanilla, or you can do what I've done. And I have got a white circle die cut that I've stamped on. So let me get my dies out. These dies are the Spotlight on Nature dies. They are my favourite new dies in the catalogue. And I'm using these two circles, and they've got a stitching on them, which is really, really pretty. I'm going to cut both of those out. I want the small one cut from white card for the centre, and I want a larger one cut from crumb cake for my banner. So I'll just do that now. There's my crumb cake one, and now I want a little white one. Yeah, so there's my white, and there's my crumb cake. So on the white, I'm going to use Birthday Wishes. That sentiment comes from the Simply Said stamp set. That's in the main catalogue, and I'm going to stamp that with, I think I'm going to go Gorgeous Grape, because there's quite a lot of purple on this card and not a lot of Pretty Peacock that I've used on my sample card. This fits perfectly inside this circle as well, which is nice. Today is a good day because I'm opening up a brand new pack of dimensionals. Always love opening a pack of dimensionals. I'm going to pop this on the back. There's not too much decoration on the inside of this card. I don't feel that it needs a whole huge amount of decoration. So there's my centre, and then we've got our belly band to do. So if I bring in my piece of DSP for this, now this measures 25 centimetres by 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it in place on the front, turn it over, and then I'm going to gently wrap this around, but you don't want it to be too tight, otherwise it's going to be really difficult to slide it on and off. So you want it to be a little bit loose. So hold it in place and just check that you're happy with that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. and a little bit of glue here. Pop my card back in, and then when you stick it down, you just want to line it up so that all the lines match, and that goes on and off quite nicely. I've got my sentiment, my square die cut here, square, circle, I'm in circle, and that's going to just go on there. Now, I'm not going to lie, I managed to stamp this friend yesterday quite well. I did have to go over a little bit of it with my Pretty Peacock marker, but I've had absolute dramas with it today, so I won't be using it. I'm going to use something different. So it's got birthday wishes on the front, and then I've got here, I'm going to use thank you for your friendship, so a little strip, but I'm going to add a little bit of lavender in as well. So a little bit of extra stamping. So let's get my white card back. And I love this lavender stamp set. It's really, really delicate. So I'm going to use two colours. I'm going to use Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape for this. So two purples. So in your stamps, you have a wider lavender head and a thin lavender head. I'm going to stamp in the lighter colour first with the thin lavender. I'm going to stamp two of these. It also looks nice if you stamp off. Okay, so there are three little lavender heads. So that's Highland Heather, and now I'm going to stamp with Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to stamp over the top of that lavender head. So I ink up my stamp with Gorgeous Grape, and then I'm lining it up right in the centre, and that gives you a little bit of extra detail in your image. There we go. I also want some stems, so let's stamp a couple of these stems. I'm going to stamp these in crumb cake just to be a little bit different. And now I need to put those out. So where are my dies? And your postage. Painted lavender right in front of me. Silly me. So I want that one, and I want that one. Let's also have one of them. Right, let's just bring in my cut and emboss machine. There's 10% off this machine at the moment throughout the month of June, so it brings it down quite significantly. And actually it's a really good timing for me because my one, I've had it since it launched quite a few years ago, and it got dropped at the end of a class recently, and I need a new one. So I shall be treating myself to a new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine at some point this month. There's also 10% off the mini as well. So the mini is great fun. It's one of my favourite bits of kit actually, especially if you don't have a huge amount of space or you craft on the go quite a lot. It's really easy to transport. I'm just holding these down with a little bit of washi tape so I get a decent cut every time. I think I might invest in some new plates for these machines as well. nearly there. I've actually done 3 rather than 2 that I said I would do at the beginning. You can never have too many embellishments, can you? So there's my white pieces, and then whilst I'm here I'm just going to cut myself 2 little stems of crumb cake lavender, just because why not. Right, so let's put all these pieces together. So here are my stems with my lavender. And let's just put these together. I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue at the top of those stems. Pop that on. These silicone mats are great for when you're doing messy gluing, as I would call it. Protects your desk a little bit. So there's my lavender, and here are my little stems. So now I want to put this together in some sort of bunch. Like so. Oh gosh. Let's put a little bit of glue on that one. And then I'll do the same here as well. Okay, so now I've got that. Oh no, that's not stuck. There we go. That way I can now put this on my card. And then I can put my sentiment on. So that's coming together quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with that. Now my sentiment, I just need, this is actually out of my scraps bin. This is just a 1 centimetre wide piece of card. And the sentiment I'm going to use is this. Thank you, French. I believe this stamp set is retired, but I absolutely adore the sentiments. So it shall remain for the time being. And we're going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. Perfect. And I'm also going to put on a little bit of linen thread. So there's a little bit more detail on this card than on my original. Let's just pull off a bit of linen thread. It's on this little reel, so it's going to come off quite curly. So I'm just teasing it between my thumb and my forefinger. Let's get a glue dot. I think my glue dots are in my craft bag. They are. So I'm going to put my little piece of linen thread. I've just folded it over sort of 3 times. And I'm going to attach it to a glue dot. This gives the sort of illusion that it's a bow without having all that height from the knot. Put that on there. And snip my little sentiment down ever so slightly, and that can go across there. So let's grab another glue dot. Glue dots are fab. Ever tried a glue dot for the linen thread? They're honestly a game changer. You end up in a lot less sticky messy, and they're not hugely tall either, so you can get away with doing quite a lot of layers. If you were to use dimensionals, then obviously the height of the card would be really quite tall. We're going to have a few little gems as well. So here we go. I'm going to use these little gold ones, which are really sweet. Oh, a couple of the big ones. There we go. So let me just move those back out the way. And I'll walk you back through the card that we've just made. Okay, so the card we started off with looked like this. It had a belly band on it that said friend. So there are the two cards side by side. Which one do you prefer, everyone? Let me know in the comments. I love this sentiment. I love a big bold sentiment, but sadly the stamp set got the better of me today. I've reported it to Stampin' Up and they're sending me a new one. So that is my belly band. You take it off and you open it up to reveal your message inside. So there is that one. Whereas this one, I've done a little bit more decorating on this one. So my belly band has got all the detail on, and that's such a pretty belly band. And this is the card finished. You could also add some little embellishments on there, but not a huge amount because of the way it folds. I could mix and match them if I wanted to. So that looks quite nice against the gingham in the background. This one is a lot more subtle in terms of the papers. Catherine's put that she prefers the one I've just made. I think you're right. I think I would agree with you. But hey, it's nice to just show you something a little bit different. So I hope you enjoyed putting those cards together with me. Thank you so much for watching along, whether you've joined live or whether you have watched on the replay. Next week, I've got quite a few busy weeks coming up with work. So I sadly won't be live next Monday as I would like to be normally. But I will be here with you all next Thursday at 12:30 with a new card design that you can craft along with. And I'll share all of the details the day before on the Wednesday on my Facebook page, so do keep an eye out for that. As always, everything that I've used to create these cards can be purchased from my online store, with the exception of this stamp set because I think it is retired. If you wanted the link for that, you'll find it in the details below. Throughout the month of June, you will also receive 10% off any bundle that you order as part of the promotion. And as I mentioned, there's also 10% off the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine throughout the month of June as well. If you enter my shopping code in the host code box of the online checkout, you'll receive a free gift and card kit from me in July. And if you spend over to £45, you will receive my monthly card class for free. So I think that's it from me. Thanks to everyone for watching once again, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Bye for now, everyone.